And time goes by so slowly in time.
I don't even think I know what you're doing. Welcome back to Down with Boring, the best new music podcast in this room.
Even then, debatable.
If you haven't checked down the back of the sofa.
Yeah, instead of Spotify Wrapped, we are Spotify Shat.
Spotify Crapped would have been better.
Yes, there we go. That's
Good
nailed it. Nailed it.
Yep, nailed it in one.
Nailed it in one.
I'm back this week.
Yes, Jake. Welcome.
Yeah,
Welcome back.
Ali locked me in a cupboard so he could do it last week.
I knew there was something fishy. I knew there was something fishy about him. All the way through last week's podcast, he was a little bit dodgy.
I know.
So, to be honest with you, thank God you're back.
You know, those aren't even his real eyes.
What are they then?
I won't go into details. Too sordid.
Oh, sweet God! But it's good to have you back, Jake.
It's good to be back. It's good to be sitting here once again. As we draw closer and talking until it ends.
Yeah, it's amazing, really.
It all ends in the end. The lights wink out one by one. You're left in the dark.
It's been a good week, as you can tell.
Happy to be back.
Yeah, happy to be back.
To drown out the voices with these voices. Really stamp them down.
God. Oh my God.
Good show this week, though.
Yes. Yes.
Right. We got some songs. We got some guests. We've got some album. We've got some tweet.
We've got some guests. Yes.
We've got it all.
We've got L Devine joining us in a bit ahead of.
We've got L of L Devine fame.
Ahead of the A Very Dork Christmas tour coming up. Which
A Very Dork Christmas doesn't really work, does it?
Starts this week, everyone. So
it does.
Head to the website, check out, get your tickets, and we'll be building excitement for it. So you have to stick around for L Devine, because I'll be honest with you, if you're sticking around for us,
when
real trouble.
The moon hits your eye like the big L Devine Dork Christmas show.
And if that doesn't make you want to buy tickets, I don't know what would.
Come on.
We've got all that and all that and more. And more. As always,
so much more.
So we can dive on in. Jake, what is our mailbag saying this week?
Oh yeah, I found it in the cupboard while I was locked in there.
Amazing, thank God.
We had 15 letters, but I had to eat 14 of them for sustenance while I was locked in there.
Okay.
Luckily, those 14 were written in squeezy cheese on slices of wafer thin ham.
Wafer.
Yes, wafer thin ham.
Wafer thin. What are you talking about?
Wafer thin ham.
Wafer thin ham. Okay. I think
wafer, Jamie. It's wafer. You said it wrong.
Oh, right. Sorry. That's the one. I thought so.
Got it. Yeah. So we just got the one.
Cool.
It's from Mark from Salford.
Hello, Mark.
And Mark said, Jake sounded different on this week's episode. Just checking that everything's okay. And then he's put a comma and pressed enter, I think 3 times, and I don't care if Jamie's okay though.
I mean, do you think that's more just an acceptance because they've now heard me for many shows, and have just presumed that I'm in a constant state of, survival more than anything? Or
no, I think they've very explicitly said I don't care.
All right,
if Jamie's okay,
but they care about you.
I suppose.
This Mark, you say, is he related in some form to yourself?
Only in the sense that as humanity, we are all brothers in the same fraternal partnership.
Well, cheers, I guess. I mean, yeah. Thanks for writing in.
Look, you've probably got a Mark somewhere. They just haven't written in.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Jamie has an inoperable hernia. There you go. We'll just see if anyone writes in for next week.
See what happens.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. If you want to balance out, if you're a Jake fan, that's fine. But
fine.
If there's a Jamie fan out there, give me a shout. That'd be
good. You should be so lucky. I'm a fan of yours, Jamie. I'm a fan.
Thanks.
I like you.
Thanks.
You're endurable.
What's my best feature?
Yeah, let's not push it.
Okay, if you have got any letters, do of course send them in. We're only going to be around for a few more weeks ahead of Christmas.
Then
and then who knows? The Millennium Bug will finally kick in in the year
It will.
2022. That's what I think anyway.
Y2K will be come for us.
All
I
of
actually
the
bought
stuff
some nuts the other day.
right? Okay.
And eating those really does make you feel like you're sort of foraging in a forest. Like I got some like Christmas nuts. You know when you crack them yourself?
Oh,
It makes you feel like a little primate.
Is it like the monkey nuts or the like hazelnuts
Walnuts, hazelnuts, and
Walnuts,
Brazil
yeah.
nuts? I think they came in a mixed bag.
Yeah,
you know?
like a pistachio also is one you have to have a little crack on.
Yeah, but not
you know.
pistachios because these ones come with a nutcracker. I mean, you decimate a pistachio with the
What, they
nutcracker.
came with the nutcracker?
Yeah, it was like a little bundle deal, and I'm a
Look at
sucker
that.
for a deal. So anyway, if Y2K hits, I'll be here munching on walnuts.
Yeah, basically, all of your digital files, use this time for the next few weeks to like put them into a more of a acoustic manner.
Yeah, write
in
them
paper.
out.
Write them out. Put them down. Emails, contacts, tweets, all of them. Put them down
Tweets
now.
of the week.
Except it'll become paper of the week.
Paper of the week. Like how the Today program does the papers each morning.
Oh, so we would do the papers, except
We
the
would,
papers.
except the papers would be tweets.
No one needs
Music
No one
news.
needs that. Yeah, let's get on to some music news, shall we? Now, last week we of course talked about our hype list for this year.
Our hike list, yeah, the best mountains to climb in the UK.
Snowdonia and the hill up to my house.
Yeah,
'Cause
I've
I
got a
live
hill
on
up to mine as well.
Maybe that.
London's just hills, isn't it?
Yeah,
You're never
that's
down the
it.
hill. You're always up the hill.
Is the world
Makes you
one
think.
big hill? Like, ultimately, because we started with the ocean,
Where's the
right? And that
valley?
was down. That was like the ocean, there's the bottom of the ocean. So is that the ultimate, like, floor, is what I'm saying.
I don't know.
Something to think about.
It is. It is. It truly is.
But on our hype list, of course, our cover act this year is the one and only Wet Leg, who you talked to, Jake, for this week's
yes,
cover.
spoke
which
to
you,
the lovely Rian from Wet Leg about wagon wheels.
Amazing. Got the insights that everyone is asking for.
Yeah, and new music as well, I think.
On the wagon
Can't
wheels
really
front,
remember.
is it a particular favourite flavour or?
Well, no, I just asked what biscuit they would be, and Rian said they'd be a wagon wheel because they look big and tough, but on the inside they're just a big dumb marshmallow.
More
Something
of
to think
that in this month's issue. Go to Read Dork, pick up a copy. It's a good little
Pick
cover
up
feature.
2.
Free.
Pick up one for the old ball and chain back home.
We
Am
can
I right, ladies?
you can send it for as a Christmas present. You know, we'll sign it.
to us.
Yes, I mean we'll take it at this
Well,
point
You send us the magazine as a Christmas present, and we sign it for our own
for
use.
ourselves. Yeah, just so we can remember our signatures, which I believe
Signiches.
I
that
believe
like
is what it's
Waffer?
called. It certainly is. What isn't like Waffer is Wet Leg announcing details of their debut album. They've gone in just before the end of the year. It's going to be a self-titled one, not messing about. Out on 8th of April, 2022. So we've got a load of time, Jake, which is quite nice.
We have got a while, but we've had a couple of new songs as well. So
Yes,
it's not all bad news.
They have doubled the amount of songs that they had out in the world. And that's Too Late Now and Oh No, which if you've seen them live, they've been playing away. Sound amazing.
They've been playing them both, haven't they?
That's what you just love to hear. Really nice new tracks to have out there, and obviously the album itself. Looking forward to it. It's
Little
going to be a big
video
one.
of them, isn't it? For Oh No as well in Croydon in bathrobes.
I think that's Too Late Now.
Oh, is it too late now?
Yeah. In Croydon.
Well, yeah, in Croydon.
What are you talking about? They went to Croydon.
If you'd watched the video, you would know.
They're in Croydon.
Although apparently I watched the video and got the song wrong, so
I mean,
something to think about, isn't it?
shout out Croydon. If you know, you know. I know. Yeah, I know. I'm watching it now. Yeah, I know that subway.
Yes. Well, it's in Croydon, so
I know
as someone
that
from
Greg's.
Croydon,
George Street is good. Just give me a little guide as we're watching through because I do know
this
this
is
area.
Too Late Now by Wet Leg.
It's the kind of life that I saw myself living. I don't need no dating app to tell me if I look like crap, to tell me if I'm thin or fat, to tell me should I shave my rat. I don't need no radio, no MTV, no BBC. I just need a bubble bath to set me on a higher path.
Any other sites? Yeah.
Yeah. George Street is good. There's also kind of in the middle where the trams go. It's also there. Shout out if there's one reason to go to Croydon, trams. It's quite cool.
The trams. I've always wondered this because people are like, "Oh, Croydon's got trams and nowhere else does." So where do they go? Just around Croydon.
Just around Croydon. Yeah.
And what's the price? What's the tram fee?
You're looking around the same as a tube. So I guess per journey about £1 something, £1.50.
I think it's 170 now is the minimum.
Oh, Jesus.
And are they like the European trams? Do they feel the same?
No. They smell a lot more of like old McDonald's than probably the European
nice.
trams.
I can go for an old McDonald's right now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's there.
Or a new one.
You can travel around. It's quite nice. So yeah, our sponsor this week is the Croydon Tourist Board. Finally.
I wish.
I wish
Yeah.
we could afford that money.
Been trying to get them for months.
Head to Croydon.
Scissor.
Yes.
Scissor's back.
Yes.
You know Scissor?
Yes, I do.
SZA.
Yes.
Caesar.
Amazing.
Caesar.
Yes.
Yeah, she released an album, and then she's seemingly this song came out. It's been sort of floating around unofficially for a while.
Yeah.
So it's called "I Hate You," and I thought, is this Scissor's first track since the debut album, which was a good 3-4 years ago now?
Yeah.
So I looked it up, and it doesn't look like it was, but only because she seems to have done an inordinate amount of songs for films and other such things.
Yeah, it's kind of been like dropping
She did
songs here and
music
there.
inspired by the HBO series Game of Thrones.
Oh.
And then she did a song with Justin Timberlake for Trolls World Tour.
Oh, I missed that one.
She's also done a song for Space Jam, A New Legacy,
Right?
and the film Dear Evan Hansen, and
Great.
of course the track with Kendrick for Black Panther, the album.
So a few different things. So a few tracks.
And then she featured on Kali Uchis's recent album. But yeah, it seems to be just she's gone, you know what? That album was good, but I'm not earning like money. So
get the features.
let's get some Hollywood stuff out the way, and then I'll
Respect it.
release another album for you.
Amazing stuff. I mean, yeah, it's kind of one of those things. They get that with artists, don't they? They put out kind of like a debut album, and they kind of just keep dropping
Release a load of
songs
movie soundtrack
here and
songs.
there, dropping songs here, dropping songs there, and yeah, I mean, this is quite. I mean, like you say, they kind of this track kind of emerged on SoundCloud, didn't it, earlier in the year? But it's officially
did.
out now, and that means SZA is officially back. That's how it works.
Yes, that's the important thing. This
Yes.
is presumably the beginning of actual new album music from SZA, who is great. So good.
Yeah, it'll be amazing. It'll be good. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, I would say Control was a really, really great album. And yeah, hopefully can get back out playing live. See us soon in the UK. Wonderful stuff. I hate you though. It's strong, isn't it? Nice, strong.
I hate.
Yeah. Famously. Who is
It's you.
Oh. No. Should we have a listen to the song then?
I suppose so.
Yeah.
Once you recover from that.
Yeah, this is.
God, I got a really itchy eye. You ever get that?
Is that because maybe that's the sign that
Maybe
you
I'm
don't
crying.
actually hate me?
Maybe.
You love me.
SZA, I hate you. I don't hate you. SZA hates me. Here it is.
I've been out, baby. Heavy reminiscing. Heavy on the missing. You wish it was different than what it was. I've been out, baby. Lost in the lion first. Lost in no finding us. I've been out, baby. And if you wonder if I hate you, city of you to make me feel
A lot of hate, but brilliant music.
A lot of love too.
Exactly. It's good times. It's good times all round. Good to have SZA back. People are just coming back. Wonderful.
Are they?
Yeah, I mean, you returned this week
Oh,
in the
yes,
same
of course.
vein, of course.
Yeah. Similarly anticipated return as R&B superstar SZA.
Yes, ultimately the same. I've got one more story for you before L Devine comes to join us. Talking about Christmas, of course, with L Devine, but on Christmas, you know what happens at Christmas? Snow. And what's happened, Jake?
Snow Aces.
Don't know if you read about this. Snow Aces.
Just going to get that in there now.
This became a bit of a story.
Champagne Supernova.
Snow looked back in anger, Cast no shad snow.
There we go.
There
That's
we
a good
go.
one.
Thank you.
The importance of being snow.
Yes.
Be here snow doesn't work,
Snow,
but it does
no.
on paper.
Yes. Yeah. So if you just write that down, everyone, then look at it, then you'll be like, okay, that's fine.
But anyway, yes, an Oasis tribute band got stuck in a pub because of a storm.
That is correct.
Right?
Yeah. So it was snowing a little bit in the UK last week, last weekend, but last week. And what happened was an Oasis tribute act called Noasis, not to be confused
Shout
with Oasis, who are another.
Who
support
would you back in a fight?
Noasis or Snow or well
Snow?
Snow. Noasis or Oasis. I think Noasis because they're more determined that they're not Oasis, whereas Oasis are a little bit on the fence. So I feel like they wouldn't be as decisive.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's fair.
It's fair thinking. But basically, Oasis, they were playing a gig at a pub or venue in the Yorkshire Dales, and then the storm came, and it left staff, customers, and the band trapped in the this place called the Tan Hill Inn, which is the UK's highest pub. And so they were stuck there from Friday, it appears, and for a few days, they were just there, and in order to keep spirits up, just kept playing songs.
It's quite funny to me that their selling point is that they're the highest pub, but then also on a Friday night they book like one of the bigger Oasis tribute bands.
Yeah, that's a fair
Not like
journey,
a local
isn't it?
band, is it? That's
No.
like a Friday night Oasis tribute band at the tallest, highest pub.
Come
Like,
through.
odd one.
Yeah, come through. So they had to
How
keep
many
spirits up.
Oasis sets would there be before it goes from morale boost to morale destroyer?
Do you think that they might verge into we've done the Oasis greatest hits like about 4
Doing
times
like
now.
BDI album tracks.
yeah, we get into High Flying Birds, and then we go into Liam solo, back again. It could all happen. Did Bonehead have a band outside of Oasis?
Bandhead.
That was what Bone Band.
Fucking hell.
But yeah, they were
I
stuck
guess
up
the
there.
thing is with this kind of stuff, though, like that's a bad situation that they've sort of made bearable.
Yes.
Because if there's one thing that Oasis or no Oasis can do, it's roll with it, isn't it?
They certainly can.
L Devine after this.
Don't ever stand aside, don't ever be denied. You wanna be who you be if you're coming with me. I think I've got a feeling I've lost inside. I think I'm gonna take me away and hide. I'm thinking of things that I just can't abide. I know the road down which your life will drive. I find the key.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. We're back on the show, and don't worry, things are going to get better from what you've just heard for the past whatever minutes we've talked.
From a low bar, they will.
Yeah. Always from the low bar. We set it low because then, it can be saved. And don't worry, because it's being saved by our guest now, L Devine.
Yeah.
Liv, how are we
what's up?
doing? How
Hello.
are we? Welcome
I'm
in.
doing
How
great.
are things? How are things?
Yeah, great. All the better now I'm speaking to you.
Yes, that is compliments are always welcome at every single time.
You didn't really sound too convinced, but we'll just pretend that it was.
Hey,
Well,
I'm a singer, not an actor. So.
sensational stuff. Whereabouts in the world are you? Let's paint a picture for us.
Right
What's
now,
going on?
I'm in London. I'm in my manager's flat. I'm staying here because I travelled down from Newcastle for some studio time this week.
Nice.
And yeah, I'm just sitting in my manager's flat. I've made a right mess. Yeah, not much. But he
Come
can't see
in.
it because it's a podcast. So
Yeah. Come in. Yeah. There's no. The mess is fine. Promise. You can't see it, but it's promise. It's all fine. It's all fine. But all good in the world of L Devine. All going on.
Yeah.
Like how I guess the past kind of like few months in particular, that like obviously back and doing these kind of like headline shows and getting out there. Like how's that been for you?
Oh, absolutely unreal. Like I know, I think for the past 2 years, everyone's just kept saying, I can't wait for
Yeah.
gigs to happen. And I don't think I actually understood like how much I'd love it when I got back to it. So I'm still on a little bit of a tour blues now, but luckily I'm going back out and
luckily. And that is how
what a segue.
What a segue
right there.
Because of course, it's a very dork Christmas with L Devine coming
is
up
indeed.
over the next few weeks.
They're desperately struggling to work out how many days it'll be when this goes out and then giving up.
Yeah. Oh, literally, like, so this goes out on a Monday. It's coming up.
So it's next week, right?
It's next week. It's next week.
Yeah.
Yes. Looking forward to it. And obviously, yeah, you've done those kind of like other headline shows, but this is, I don't know, just like quite a nice end of year kind of run.
Yeah, 100%.
Looking forward to getting out there, I guess, for like this full Christmas.
I'm buzzing. Yeah, because the last tour that I did, that was like a full setup with the band. And this one, it's just me and Julian, who's like my producer, who I've been doing like all of my new stuff with, like all of the stuff that's yet to be released. We're doing like a stripped back
nice
set. Me on electric guitar, him on acoustic, and maybe there'll be like a little Christmas cover or a spin on a Christmas classic. You know?
Here we go.
But not too cheesy though, nothing cheesy. Don't worry. But
sorry, what is a Christmas classic that isn't cheesy? What are we?
I don't want to. Well, actually,
very small.
Don't want to ruin it.
if I'm going to give you the exclusive though, I may as well be to you guys. But I've rewritten. Well, I'm sorry, Julian, you have as well.
You're going to get a message. You're like, well, I'm going to get a message here. It's not going to be good.
Nah, I mean, yeah, it was mainly me. But we rewrote Santa Baby. Basically, I've like changed the plot of Santa Baby that to me, like stealing Mrs. Claus off him, because he's neglected her really. Like he's going around like a couple billion girls' houses all in one night down all their chimneys.
This
like,
is true.
Yeah, but for the rest of the year,
you know
he might be lovely. For the rest of the year, he could be Mr. Right.
Couldn't be me. I'll give Mrs. Claus 365 days of the year. Like,
wow,
you know what I mean? I'm spending
that
Christmas
right there is
with
a
her.
pledge.
That's the one day of the year you want to be with your loved ones. You want to feel loved and respected, and you know he's not really doing that for us.
Yeah,
that's true.
Because obviously he's knocking about on Christmas Eve. Then on actual Christmas Day, like I bet he's just like grumpy at that point. Like he's been all over the place. He'd be knackered.
Plus, like he's not exactly a looker, is he? that outfit is not very chic. So I think, Mrs. Claus is probably due an upgrade.
Oh, 100%.
This is the moment. I love just like I simply must write this ode to Mrs. Claus to save from the very odd fella who just knocks around all that time.
He's a weird one, isn't he? Let's be
Exactly.
honest.
I mean,
Making
he's a strange
the Yuletide gay one song at a time, you know.
That is, I swear, that's the motto that's going up now across everything. Just making it, you know, but just doing the bits. But that's great. I mean, and also, like you say, kind of like stripped back, like slightly different as well from kind of like obviously what you were doing before. Like,
and much better, an exclusive for Dork, which is
exactly
the way to go. We think.
Yes.
Yeah, totally.
Yes.
As a duo ourselves, you know.
Yes. Yeah. We haven't told you we will be doing a set ourselves.
Brilliant.
And it's
we're kind of toying with whether we'll be the support or the headline, but we'll just let you know on the day. I think
that works, doesn't it? That's how it works.
Maybe you guys could do like Santa's like answer to my song, and like,
we have to be the wrong one. That's what you're saying. We have to be Santa saying like, you know, take me back, please.
Yeah. You don't know how hard I work.
We've got it's like unlike the two competing versions of Santa Baby that will now go on.
Yeah. I don't know if your version will go down well with my crowd though. I think they might be rooting for
I don't think it'll go down well with many crowds. If it's either one of us singing, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. I think you'll have this more equipped than we will in terms of the singing.
Was that
department.
Yuletide?
Yeah.
Hey.
You'll.
See, not too bad.
We're fully in the festive, not too bad. Fully in the festive period. But it must be good as well to like. I don't know. Do you enjoy? Because I think have you done kind of like shows like this before? I think you may have. Is it over maybe the past few months? You might. You've done one before?
I did one,
in the same way?
and that kind of like sparked the idea of like doing a whole tour like this because, I mean, basically, I'm not like I mean, I know I'm saying it on a podcast right now, but I wouldn't go and tell the Surf Cafe this, but I had booked like 2 shows in one day. So initially it was literally just because of timing. I was like, I haven't got enough time to get all the gear to the next gig. So we'll just have to do a small one. So I was kind of like skipping out about it a bit. And then we got there and it was like one of my favorite shows I've ever done, because it was, you know, when it's like acoustic, it forces people to listen to it. Like, it's awkward if you're talking during an acoustic set. You look like a bit, can I say dick? Like, you look like a dick.
Yes,
like,
yes, absolutely. That is the term. That is the term.
Yeah. So it was amazing because it's so much more. I felt like it was just like a really engaging show, and it gave me a chance to kind of like talk and tell stories in between songs a bit more, and people actually be listening. And yeah, it just felt like a very musical show. I don't know.
Nice.
It was still really, really fun. So yeah, I just wanted to do more shows like that. So this is the perfect opportunity.
It's the perfect way to ring out the year. You know,
It is the
come
most
together.
wonderful time of the year.
We are looking. We are getting the mince pies in. We are trying to.
I haven't had a
get
mince
these
pie yet.
Have you not? Okay.
No, I just
Ever?
realised
Yeah.
this year, just this year, it's fine.
Yeah,
That's not-
I don't think I have
you know.
either.
Well, then we'll bring it in bulk for
Amazing.
the tour.
Well, Pallet load.
I've got some mulled wine. I've made these mugs because I thought like that was quite punny, like L Devine.
Yes.
So I made a mug with a cup of L Devine makes for a divine Christmas. So I'm just gonna I'm bringing a crock pot and I'm just making mulled wine. So
Sensational.
I love that.
You're probably gonna get alcohol poisoning from my mulled wine, but it's a story.
Worth it for the pun.
Yeah, exactly.
Not only getting a wonderful music show, but also, you know, branded products. This is what we're in for.
And
this
alcohol
is
poisoning.
and alcohol poisoning, I
branded
guess.
illness.
Coming soon
Special,
to a
isn't it?
venue near you.
Yeah.
Amazing stuff. And I guess also, like, in terms of like, I guess, music for this year as well, obviously, you know, putting out kind of like new music this year. You know, you had the, you know, near life experience part 1 and 2 out. Like, what's it been like seeing that reaction, I guess? Because I guess even the time, you know, I guess when you're not being able to obviously go out and play shows and kind of seeing people's reaction there, like, what's it been like kind of like getting this kind of like together and putting that out there?
Yeah, it was mental because, like you say, like you can't tell, like, you don't know what people's reactions are until you're actually in a room with them and you see people singing back. And I kind of thought, ooh, like, this tour is a bit too close to, especially part 2 coming out. I didn't think anyone would know any of the words to any of those songs, but it was like incredible. I'm pretty sure I went on the tour like a week after, or less than a week after part 2 was out,
Straight
and people
in.
still knew all the words to the song. So I was like super impressed. But yeah, it's unbelievable because, you know, like the past 2 years, you watch, like, you see people's reactions just through like numbers and usernames on a screen, and it's kind of, and that's amazing. But there's something so special about like actually seeing those people in real life, seeing them smiling and singing back to you. It's you can't beat that feeling. So
Yeah. These people are real. This is it.
Exactly,
they're real people, I promise you.
Look,
They're
man,
actually
real fans.
Yeah. Just saying that every night. Just like, look, actual people did come to this show. Just saying. This is not one big elaborate ruse.
Yeah, I think she probably
just to
thinks it's
continue-
me just making like a couple thousand accounts. It's like,
just checking the internet history, just like, another account. You sure about that? Sweet God, that'd be great. And also, you went on tour with Ellie Goulding as well. How was that? And just from you got your own shows, stripped back shows, Ellie Goulding shows.
being busy, man.
It's all going on. But how was that as well? Going out on tour with someone like Ellie.
Yeah, that was unreal. I mean, like, I obviously grew up with Ellie Goulding and like looked up to her as a songwriter and a performer. So it's just mental. Like, if you told me like 10 years ago that I was going to be doing that, I would have never believed you. So, yeah, it was unreal. And she's the absolute sweetest. And I just love it when people like, you know, like really like successful artists like still give a shit about smaller artists, and like, you know, she like reached out and asked me to come on to her, and is like genuinely a fan. So that's just, I love that. I think that's really nice.
Nice. Are you going to send some L Devine to Ellie for Christmas? Is that?
Yeah, I will. Yeah.
Yeah. You have to make
I don't want to be responsible for like the poisoning of Ellie Goulding. Imagine.
The next year, just being
Ellie's
like
Christmas. Like,
just like, thank you for having me on tour. Also, sorry. Sorry about that, Ellie. If you are listening,
I'll
wine's
send her a
coming.
mug, and then it's up to her what she puts in it. I think I don't want to send her any like food or drink.
But
She might send you some anyway. You might do
That's
like
true.
an exchange. Ellie
Yeah.
molding. Ellie
Yeah.
Molding.
mold whining.
Yeah.
That's something else.
I'll send her some blue cheese.
I was going for the
Hey,
wine
she should
thing,
do
but it's
that.
kind of
That'd be
hard.
amazing. Like
Yes.
if she could do a blue cheese range and call it Smelly Molden. That would be so.
These are ideas that are going out into the world. So just saying, keep an eye out.
Hey, I know these shouldn't be free, you know.
Yeah. Yes, this podcast is going to become a paid for just for this episode because there's some
Business
copyright claims.
secrets of L Devine.
Yeah, being shared and going on that. Well, it's going to be a good one. Obviously, it starts 8th of December, Hebden Bridge, and then running through, of course, to the Dork Christmas party itself.
Yeah.
At Colours in London. What we'll do, we're going to keep talking about Christmas because let's be fair, Christmas is here. It's alive. And it's not going anywhere. So what we're going to do though is we're going to listen to "Die on the Dance Floor" by L Devine. So we'll have a listen to that, and then we'll be back.
Awesome.
A tune, a big tune, a huge one.
Thank you. True.
Yes, confirmed.
Agreed.
It's all fully agreed. So, I mean, obviously, as we were saying, the Christmas spirit continues, and we thought, who better to kind of give us a proper guide to Christmas, because it feels like you're fully across this. You've got it covered. You know what's good at Christmas and what's bad at Christmas. So we're gonna play a game now. And Jake, do you want to detail?
No, because you
what we're gonna
changed
do?
my pun, so I'm not getting involved anymore.
Well, seeing as
I'm
It's a bit-
sulking.
a very dark. He's like this every week, by the way. Like he will just. We have to have a summit afterwards to fully get this
It's true,
relationship
it's
back on
true.
track.
I mean, I've heard both names of the game. I think they're as bad as each other, really.
Hey, don't get involved.
Thank you,
all right?
thank you,
Sorry.
If you've
thank
got
you,
nothing
thank
nice
you,
to say.
Thank you,
But
thank
you
you.
know what? I can't think of any, and it's literally my job is to come up with like punny things, I guess, and like lyrical things.
Look,
but I don't
listeners
know.
at home, would you prefer, please write in, would you prefer
Yes.
a very dork Christmas or a very down Christmas? Or the alternative, better original name,
We
a
can't
very
say
dork
like that.
Christmas or a very dark Christmas? Because that actually makes sense, because it sounds like dork. I think you'll understand people at home. There's my very objective, non-loaded question for you. Jamie, please, go on.
Yeah. So the game that has two names. What we want to know is we're going to lay
One
out.
true name. And,
Of course. We're going to lay out a range of different scenarios, Liv, and we're just going to ask, whether you think, whether it's going to make for a good Christmas or a bad Christmas. And by that,
Right.
it means, a dork one obviously being a good one, depending who you ask, or a very down or dark Christmas being bad. So, Jake, do you want to start us off in that case?
Yeah. So would it's basically would it improve or ruin your Christmas if on
Right.
Christmas Day you went downstairs? Do you do presents in the morning? Is that,
Yeah.
Yeah. Some
Sure,
people do them
sure.
after dinner. They're wrong.
Which I find weird.
After
Yeah.
dinner.
Yeah.
I know. Who's
Get
waiting
a
around
life,
that long?
man.
Yeah, that's what I think. Grow up,
Also, by that point, you're done in at that point.
I'm 24 now. I'm still up at the crack of fucking dawn. Like I can't. I don't know. There's something. It must I think my body clock is just like never forgotten Christmas and like
Just the
I'll
one
wake
day
up
a
at like
year.
5
Free stuff.
a.m. I'm like
It's-
staring at the ceiling.
Yeah,
like,
nah, I'm with
being
you.
like, "Have
Anyway,
been?"
you've got up at the crack of dawn. Santa has been. He's now at home arguing with Mrs. Claus.
Yeah.
And a
Of course.
reindeer has jumped through the window. Does that improve or ruin your Christmas?
Fucking hell.
Look, we need.
Like it's what like a reindeer is like smashed through my window, like through the glass,
Yes.
and it's just like
It's there.
landed on my foot. I
It's
don't
not
know,
injured, but it is a bit startled,
Yeah,
as you
I
would be.
think I would be in like I'd be in shock, but like you know what? That's a story to tell, isn't it? It's a bit of a Christmas miracle if you like a reindeer. I don't think I've ever seen a reindeer as well.
No, I have not. No.
You'd be pretty close up to one.
I mean, I've been to Sweden, so I'm not going to finish the sentence. So I have actually been close up to a reindeer, but in a different sense. So I don't know, but I won't be mentioning that when the reindeer comes through.
No, don't bring it up. Don't bring it up.
But you know what? I think it would improve my Christmas. I would be a bit shocked at first, but like, imagine going in and telling my mum there's like Rudolph in my fucking bedroom.
How would your mum react to that?
She'd be like, "Oh, shut up, man." I don't know.
just like the fans all over again. Just like, look,
Yeah,
there's not
just think
actually
that was
anyone
mine
there.
forever.
There's not anyone there. It's like, no, there's actually an animal there. No, it's very,
Yeah.
very, like I say, great story. Great
Yeah,
story,
exactly.
I think.
I
Festive.
think
would
both
improve
of you underestimate the fact that like a large, terrified animal is like presumably shitting on your carpet and has done the window in. You're not going to get that window
Yeah,
fixed
no,
on
I
Christmas
know.
Day, so you're going to be
Yeah,
cold.
but story, Jake. What a story that would be.
Yeah,
I suppose. Just lie about it. Say it happened anyway. Then you get the story, and you don't have to fix the window.
yeah, exactly.
That's it. Lie is the result of that question.
It's
Great.
the Christmas spirit.
Yes, famously. I've got another one for you now, Liv.
Mhm.
How do you feel? Well, would it improve, or would you be like, nah, none of this? A choir waking you up in the morning
choir.
singing Christmas songs.
Oh no, that would ruin my Christmas. Like,
Do they leave straight after, or are you just like then there with the choir?
They're,
Yeah, do they have to finish the
they're
song?
there to wake you up in the morning singing the Christmas songs. They're not knocking about. You don't have to lay out some extra plates
So
on
like
the
as soon
table.
as you're awake, they fuck off.
Yeah. They'll be like, they'll finish the song and then they'll be like,
Well, I've got
You're
2
awake
billion
now.
more homes
Song?
to do.
ooh.
Which-
It wouldn't be like a proper Christmas banger. It would be like one of the old school Christmas songs. Like
Yeah.
Heart the Herald Angels Sing.
Nah.
Let's go with that. It'd be
that
that.
is not a bit of me. I think I'd.
Would
I'd
the
be
choice
telling them-
would the choice of
Definitely.
song change it?
No, I don't really know why I asked, but I think it's
Like if it was like Bangarang by Skrillex, would that be better or worse?
Christmas
not
Day.
a Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh,
Christmas Day, a choral rendition of Bangarang.
Or maybe, you know what, that would be fucking crease. I think I'd just join in. I'd be like, right, let's go around my mum's window and do it there now. That would be hilarious. I may as well. I'm up from 6 a.m. on, so I may as well.
True.
That's true. You're ready. You're ready to go.
Just go around the house singing Bangarang on Christmas morning. Just get in the spirit, everyone. Get in the spirit.
Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, maybe that would improve it. You know what?
But
Yeah.
but only if it was an unconventional song.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know
That's-
how I feel about that. I think generally I would find that annoying. But
Yeah.
let's
Just
go. It's Christmas. Let's go with improve because I'm not a Scrooge. Yeah.
Wow.
take it all.
I can see how the rest of these are going to go in that case. then. Okay, would it improve or ruin your Christmas to have your entire family dressing up as Santa Claus all December?
Oh,
So everywhere. So as in like, I'm guessing Jake,
Go to the
it's like,
shops, they be dressed
my
as
entire
Santa.
family.
Yep.
Well, that's really nothing to do with me. Like they can do what they want. I don't know.
Well, so you're sitting there Christmas Day and they're all there dressed as
Yeah,
Santa. You'd be fine
Yeah,
with
do you
that.
want to? Well, last Christmas I didn't know what to like get off my mum, so I just surprises, and she got us like a full Slytherin Harry Potter robe and like school uniform.
Strong.
So that's what I wore all day. So like I just
Yeah,
find shit
fair
like that weird. Like I kind of like. So sorry, I just find you, but I think that would improve it. I'd just be like. Also, that's that's like actually the dream, like the pressures of having a new outfit every day. If like I was just forced to wear the same thing every day, I'd love that. There's like zero effort there.
it's a good
I
way
would
of
want to be
thinking.
involved. I think I'd be jealous, so it probably would ruin my Christmas. Like,
yeah, because you'd be there in the
I'd be
Slytherin.
like, yeah,
Everyone else is like Santa. It's just like, we didn't didn't get the memo, did we?
Exactly. It's like going to like non-uniform day at school and you didn't get the memo. That's what it would feel like. I feel left out. I think so. It would ruin my Christmas. Yeah.
A really complicated one. But
Yeah.
a lot of complex emotions.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
It would ruin
Oh,
it.
you've dug up some wounds there.
Yeah. I was about to say, it would ruin it simply because of being left out, which is Christmas spirit once again, shining bright. Amazing. I've gone for you now. I mean, this number one. Do you have any pets?
No. Sorry.
If you
well, there's what I've got. There's like a hamster. I don't live at my mum's anymore, but I did have a hamster at my mum's called Pepperoni. That is still kicking, but I don't have a lot to do with it. So I don't know.
You've gone your separate ways.
Yeah.
Obviously, shout out Pepperoni. Of course, I'm sure he's listening.
Yeah.
If you're listening, she loves you really.
Yes. And if you want to rate 5 stars, like and subscribe, that'd be great. Appreciate it. Well, what if? And I've got to now say this. What if Pepperoni? The idea of this has already done me. Was cooking the Christmas dinner.
Yeah.
Would that improve? Would that improve? Or would that bring down?
Would he have his own like tiny pan and stuff, or is he doing it on the full size?
I mean, he's cooking for everyone, so I guess the full size.
He's gonna be fucking exhausted.
I mean, on one hand, wouldn't that be amazing to see? But, like,
Also, would give you like, everyone else can kind of have a good time. No one has to go and do the cooking.
Yes, famously, when an animal is cooking Christmas dinner, everyone can relax. That's when everyone relaxes.
Especially the animal that's the size of like a fucking.
You walk into the living room, you
golf
say,
ball.
"Don't worry, the hamster's cooking dinner. We can all watch TV." And they go, "Oh,
Stuart
nice
Little
one.
can do it.
Cheers."
Don't address Pepperoni.
It's true. I mean, there was that rat from Ratatouille, of course, as a chef.
What we're talking
Remy.
about, rats are like.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Remy. Sorry.
Jesus Christ.
Get his name right.
Yeah, true.
Oh God.
You know what? I've never put him in the kitchen. I've never given him a chance.
You never even given
I'm
him
a
a
bit
chance.
scared because obviously his name is Pepperoni. Like I just.
As long as he's not making
Kitchen.
pizza or charcuterie,
exactly.
should be fine.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what his culinary expertise, like how far they stretch. Like,
I guess you just gotta
all he
stick
eats
him
is
in there,
fucking dry
see what
corn,
happens.
So like,
Well, maybe he knows how to dry
like,
corn.
Yeah. Unless
Enjoy,
we're all having
everyone.
corn on the cob. Dry corn on the cob for Christmas.
That's the dinner.
Yeah.
So
And pellets.
That's bad. That sounded like a bad one.
Pellets and corn.
Pellets and straw. And a toilet roll tube to make sure your teeth don't get too long.
I think that would ruin Christmas, yeah.
eating pellets.
Delicious pellets.
Yeah,
You have to say they were nice too. You don't want to offend them.
It's true. That is the way it works. Yes. I mean, understandably, yes. Probably would make the Christmas experience slightly more odd. Probably not for the better.
No.
It's a no then.
It's a story, though, isn't it?
It is a
All of
story.
these are brilliant stories.
Oh God.
Okay, next door, getting their kid a drum kit for Christmas. Would that improve or ruin your Christmas?
Would ruin it, definitely, because I know this because I was a kid that got a drum kit for Christmas. So, yeah.
You were that person. Did you just I guess right away, because this is it. Right away on Christmas, kid would be on that banging.
Yeah. Well, I actually got an electric drum kit, but which is like
Slightly quieter.
You think it's slightly quieter, but it's like even more fucking annoying because it's just drumsticks on like plastic pads. It's like drumming.
Yeah, you're not
without
even
the
getting
tones of
anything
drumming.
out of
You're
it,
just
are
getting-
you? Yeah.
Yeah, you're not getting anything out of it, and then
It's getting
when
the
I do
equivalent of
use
someone
it,
beating up some Tupperware.
yeah, exactly. It's more of an annoying sound. Or I'd plug it into a speaker and make it go louder than an actual drum kit would go anyway. So,
Oh,
and
God,
like on DJ mode, so it'd be like DJ.
yeah. Sound effects.
Way
Hitting
more
one
annoying.
pad, and it's just like, whoa, like fucking lasers, everything like that. God,
Yeah.
wait. So as someone who literally, has had this experience, was the kid getting the drum kit for Christmas?
Yeah, I would definitely say ruins Christmas.
It's a strong ruin. I think I completely understand that.
Yeah,
Completely fair.
Yeah, I agree. I think I agree.
dark Christmas. Down
Dark, yeah.
Christmas. Yeah.
That's
It works better. That would be dark, wouldn't it? It would be a dark time.
Speaking of maybe things being lighter,
Well,
what about if
not
it was
covers the windows?
what if it was snowing all December? So all December it was snowing. Would that make for a better Christmas or not?
Yeah, may as well be, to be honest. Like, it's cold. It's that cold in Newcastle. It should probably, it may as well snow. I think it's more like why aren't you snowing? Like, if it's this cold, just get on
come
with
on,
it.
pull your
snow,
finger
like-
It's a fair shout, isn't it? Yeah, because I was about to say that, if it's snowing all December, you got travel issues,
Yeah.
ice.
Oh, getting
but-
snowed in when you're meant to be at school, that was the best feeling ever.
You're like,
Although
I simply can't.
I was in York last weekend and it was snowing sideways, and that wasn't very nice. And apparently it was worse in
really?
Newcastle. So
Oh, God.
uh,
Sucks for York, but
Yeah, it sucks for you.
couldn't be me. But yeah, I like a bit of snow. I think it is snowing in Newcastle now. I can't wait to get back and just sit in my house and watch it.
can't wait to get back and ignore it.
Yeah.
Well, here's hoping that it's snowing on December the 10th when you play in Newcastle. See, got the dates.
And then stops in time for you to be able to get the transport to the next gig, and then
Yeah.
starts again.
Yes, please.
Sort of carries on doing
It's
that.
halfway through the tour. Let's hope.
Yeah.
The planning. Get the planning in. Incredible. I think we've got two more for you. Got
Yep,
two
we
more.
have. What
Loving
about
it.
the other way round? Would it improve or ruin your Christmas if it was like 35 degrees on Christmas Day?
You know what, ruin? I don't think I'd ever like to go away for Christmas and go like another a hot country or anything.
Yeah, because that's the thing, isn't it?
yeah.
People do go off and go. No, I've never done it personally, but going off on a holiday for the
Thanks for
warmth.
clarifying, Jamie.
I just want to let everyone
Your
know my
luxury
travel
cruise
history.
didn't come off in the end, did it?
yeah, that's it. Yeah, I didn't raise enough money, clearly.
Yeah, I don't think I would. I love like the feeling like we all go to the pub like on Christmas Day or in Christmas Eve.
Nice.
It's just so nice, like snuggling around the fire, it's freezing outside, and you all get in, huddle together. I just like that vibe. That's what Christmas is all about, isn't it?
Exactly. No heat
Yeah.
here. Are you a
No
fan
heat.
of heat in general? Like,
Are you a fan of heat?
no, as in like good in the heat. Like,
Yeah, I think you need a bit of both.
What a fucking question.
You know,
These are the plot.
when you've got one, you miss the other. It's like,
Yeah.
but, like,
you need a bit of both. As the,
Yeah.
I
as the-
really commend you for answering that.
that's the most
bizarre
polite answer,
question.
and you're like, yeah. All
yeah,
of the
like
part.
I mean, I'm used to the cold. Like I'm from Newcastle, so like we notoriously wear like so like heat for me is like fucking 10 degrees or something. So
Just a nice warm breeze.
Yeah,
will do.
yeah.
Amazing. And we've got one more for you now. So, do you think this would obviously improve or bring down your Christmas?
He's trying the down there.
I was trying the down. Yeah. If every Christmas song
Didn't work.
was replaced by a chipmunk version of the Christmas song. So instead of enjoying, for example, Merry Christmas Everyone, it was all in a chipmunk voice, and that's the only Christmas songs that you could hear.
Can you
Would
give
that
us another
ruin-
example? I don't think I quite grasp the concept.
Another example of Christmas. Oh, and you got
Well, if you could sing one, that'd be good.
can you do an impression?
I should have known really that this was going to happen. So it would be like, I'm okay. I'm gonna have to do it, aren't I? Apologies in advance. So if it was like,
Which one are you going to do?
last Christmas,
Is it Gollum? That's all.
Gollum, famous chipmunk. Gollum.
it's not going any higher than that.
That's good.
If
Yeah,
that,
that's fair.
if it was every Christmas song was replaced, I mean, hopefully not by my voice, but in a chipmunk
But
voice.
a voice
Could
that's
you live,
higher
would,
than that.
would
A
that
voice
be?
that does not smoke 50
Yeah.
bags a day.
Oh,
don't know.
would you be able? I guess would you be able to enjoy Christmas with that?
Yeah, I mean, I think if every song changed that, first off, I'd like ring the doctors and get me ears checked. I'd be like, what is going on? But also, I don't know if I'd mind that because like I feel like I grew up in that era of like, you know, like in the early 2000s when they did that with every song and like we'd be
Yes.
like Bluetooth and like Oh, thinking about you.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
true.
yeah.
There were actually quite a few, weren't there?
There was
That
loads
weird.
and there were
Yeah.
yeah, it was huge.
Big.
So you know what? I wouldn't. It takes me back. I wouldn't mind it.
A nice memory.
and nice change for like 1 year. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, do it for 1 year, and then
Yeah.
kind of maybe after that change back. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, here's hoping you actually get
I think
the
it sounds
Chipmunk versions.
fucking horrible.
Why not? It's a story.
It is
a story. Hey, do you remember that year when all the songs went weird? Yeah,
I
I
know,
do.
God. Weirder things have happened these past 2 years. So you know.
Yeah.
I didn't really notice because there was a reindeer in my living room and a choir in my bedroom singing Bangarang.
I know. Would the choir sing in high pitched voice?
I mean,
Well,
I guess
all of-
That might be
technically,
a welcome break if the choir
Yeah.
sings it normally. You'd be like, oh yeah, this is what they used to be like before
All
the
these
change,
questions
before the
exist in the
event.
same universe as well. Like, do these? all
Yeah,
happen
we were
in
actually
the
setting
same
these all up for Christmas Day as a thank you for the tour.
yeah.
That'll
Was
be
we,
incredible. Now that'll be a story and a half. Fuck yeah.
yeah, we are trying to get a reindeer down to the London Christmas party, so
We're
keep an eye
trying
out.
to teach pepperoni to cook a turkey.
Yeah.
These are all happening at the same time.
I love
Amazing. Well, I think we've learnt a lot about Christmas and how wonderful it could be.
And about ourselves.
We
Yeah,
certainly
same, I know.
we certainly have. Our time, unfortunately, is coming to a close. Don't worry though, because A Very Dork Christmas with L Devine starts this week.
Whoop, whoop.
Head to the Dork website. All the information there. Final tickets still available. See?
So does this start in 2 days? If this goes out on Monday? If you're
Um,
listening, it's
yeah.
soon.
Yes.
It's soon.
It's the first one, yeah.
Jamie
Yeah.
confidently saying tickets are available, but it is.
Yes. Well,
this,
it's not.
won't be, this won't be heard for 4 more days. So
Well, you should have got your tickets earlier. That's basically the
Yeah.
result, isn't it? Ultimately, you were aware of this.
tickets are always available if you try hard enough.
I mean, I'm sure there'll be loads of people racing to get tickets after hearing my crack on the end.
Oh yeah,
That'll
After
sway
this
it.
goes out, we'll do a venue upgrade from to Wembley.
yeah.
Coming
To
soon.
clarify, Jamie will not be doing his Chipmunk versions of
Yeah.
Christmas
Yes,
songs.
yes,
Please do not
yes.
sell your tickets
Don't
if you're
sell
worried
them.
about that happening.
That's not happening. Promise. I promise. Well, we look forward to it all. Liv,
Yeah,
it's been a pleasure. We'll obviously
Been a blast.
catch you down there for all the fun. Until then, though, we'll leave you with. Should we go with Girls Like Sex? It's a
Yeah,
tune.
why not?
It's
It
a tune. Liv, a pleasure. We'll catch you soon.
Thank you so much, guys. Had so much fun. Thank you. See you soon.
Girls like sex. Are you stupid? Or did you forget? Right now I need you so hard. Want more than just your heart. Shut the fuck up and just kiss my neck. Then kiss it again. Girls like sex. Are you stupid? Or did you forget? Right now I need you so hard. Want more than just your heart. Shut the fuck up and just kiss my neck. Then kiss it again. That animal, that's supernatural. I am incredible. You should know, you should know, you should know.
And there goes L Devine into the,
the
night.
greatest cowboy this country ever had.
I just want to apologise once again for my singing.
Oh, it was nice.
Was it nice?
No,
Because judging by the laughter that ensued,
we were laughing with you, not at you.
I thought that. Once again, A Very Dork Christmas with El Devine kicks off the 8th of December. So, but it depends when you're listening to this, to be honest with you. It might have already started. But we'll be travelling up and down the land. So enjoy. We've also then got our Dorks Night Out Christmas party
The big one.
with El Devine on the 14th of December. More news on that as we go through tracks. But yeah, pick up a ticket. It's going to be fun. We might have mince pies.
Might.
Might.
We might have
We
mince
can't
pies.
promise. We
I
can't
think
promise it.
COVID-wise, we're probably better off not letting people pour at mince pies throughout.
Yeah. Or what if we
So if we
threw
don't have
them
mince
from a
pies,
safe
it's 'cause
distance?
we care about your safety.
Like a mince pie to the head sort of scenario. I think that could work. Yeah, that would work. Should we start with some tracks?
Tracks. And I'm delighted to announce that Spectre have released a video for their song "I'm Not Crying, You're Crying," complete with puppetry. I know you like your Muppets, Jamie.
I do. I love all the Muppets.
The Muppets and the puppets,
and the surrounding universe.
Of course,
big
the
fan.
Muppets extended universe.
Of course, the family.
So yeah, they delayed their album because they couldn't get any vinyl, which is a issue everyone is having. So yeah, this kind of sort of like the continuation of an album campaign that sort of ended but didn't end. Bit of a bit of a long one.
A continuing.
But yes, I'm Not Crying, You're Crying is just a very good Spectre song, and the video is very funny. It's basically mainly Fred, the singer, going around with a puppet version of himself on a sightseeing bus, pointing at things with the puppet. I mean, what more could you want, really?
Yeah, it's kind of the ideal situation, isn't it, of life?
I think so.
Really.
Plus, the song's really good. So I'm going to play it now. Here it is. I'm not crying. You're crying.
If it's all the same to you, I can't see this through. And you don't have the time to take this weight from off my mind. If it's all the same to you, there's nothing I can do. I've been having nightmares, wishing they'd come true.
We truly are all crying. Just to continue the emotion, I've got another new track for you. This one from a friend of the show, of course, Abbie Ozard.
The one and only.
Shout out. Who has returned with a brand new track called Grown. This is kind of like, I remember when we had Abbie on the show, Abbie talked a bit about how kind of the next kind of like music that she's kind of like making and kind of like what's coming up is like slightly different to what we've heard before, with like TV Queen, breakdowns, stuff like that. And you can definitely tell Grown feels like it's almost a completely different vibe. It's quite like, I don't know, like atmospheric, very like raw, quite, emotional in a lot of places. And I just really like this new direction that I guess that Abbie's kind of like touching into. I think it's something that's going to really pull more people towards it. And it's nice to see that as an artist, she continues to evolve. Really, it's a really nice track. That's obviously got a lot of meaning to Abbie as well. So big fan of this, and just love that there is this kind of like new direction as well that's going for it. Not to say the stuff
I would
before
love
wasn't,
a chance to see Abbie Ozard soon.
Would you, Jake?
I would.
Well,
I would, just based off this track and everything.
We've got
I
some.
just really think seeing Abbie at a Christmas gig on a Tuesday
Yes.
would be the best thing I could do on the 14th of December.
Well, you won't believe what I found here, right? It's the
What
news
is it?
that Abbie Ozard is going to be joining L Devine at Dork's
my
Night Out
God.
Christmas party. What are the
This is
chances?
brand new
What are the
information.
chances? It's unbelievable chances and timings. But 14th of
Truly.
December at Colours Hoxton in London. Abbie's going to be joining L Devine. It's going to add a really special one. So I look forward to hearing this track there, because I think it's going to be amazing. She's kind of doing like
I'm going
almost
to
like
ask
a
her not to play it, I think, just to spite you.
just like, we talked about this track, can you just not? Which I'm sure Abbie will be up for, in terms of, this new track you put out, don't play it.
Just to spite Jamie. She'll understand, I think.
I think
Abbie,
that-
if you're listening, you'll understand. won't you?
I think Abbie would. But ahead of that, let's have a listen to that track itself. It's this is Grown by Abbie Ozard.
And everything has changed. Time has come with age, and I hope you're happy and your heart's still fine without me. The tears are left to dry. You found her in your eyes, and I hope you're happy and your heart's still fine without
Oh, a
Abbie
lovely one.
Grown-zard.
It's going to be a strip. It's going to be nice. The Christmas party. She's going to be bringing this kind of like
Is it?
strip back
Can you
vibe.
promise that?
What other tracks have you got
Is
coming
that
up?
a guarantee? Lazarus Kane, friends of the
Ooh,
show,
yes.
sadly broken up.
Yes, a few
have
months ago.
made a
Sad.
surprise return, saying that they
Oh.
were touched by everyone's kind words, and they've managed to save a demo of one of their songs from the cutting room floor, in their own words. To which I would say maybe go digital. To be honest, in this day and age,
Also,
it's called All My Own Stunts.
Oh.
Yes, Jamie.
Well, no, I was
Also?
going to say, like, if they're only clearing out the recording studio floor now, it suggests they've not cleaned it for a while.
Yeah,
So-
like a barber's with loads of hair on the floor.
Oh, and they're like, oh, what? And they made like a creature out of it.
Yeah, and the creature does all its own stunts.
They made a wig. Maybe
They have. But yeah, it's great. I mean, it is a real shame that Lazarus Kane are no more.
Hmm.
And it did happen a suspiciously short amount of time after we spoke to them for the show. So I'd
I'm
like
not
to apologise
responsible.
if we had any
I'm not,
any
no.
involvement.
I'm gonna not accept responsibility for that.
But this
because,
song's
yeah.
really good, and I think it is a real shame we've lost the band, but really good to have another track from them, another surprise track, especially.
Yeah.
And yeah, even though they say this is a demo, I think it sounds really good. It's really fun, like classic kind of that Lazarus Kane sound that only they did, and now we'll never ever hear again.
Yeah, it's a real shame that they've called it a day. I think we talked about it on the show before. And this is just another example of like, what could have been, I guess, because they were great. We saw them live a couple of times, didn't we, Jake?
We did. Yes.
Enjoyed it, had a nice time, and yeah, it's just nice to have this one
And you
extra
kept shouting,
treat.
"I'm going to break you guys up. Just wait," didn't you?
Yes, that's what I do at most gigs, actually. So, little advice
in case.
to bands: don't invite me unless you are
That's not
completely
really how
determined.
gigs work. I think you just buy the ticket and go.
Yeah, but just maybe a warning: be prepared for my heckling, because for some reason I do that now. And
this world
unfortunately,
we've
on Lazarus
created.
Kane, it worked. So a real
We
shame.
love you, Lazarus Kane.
We do.
We do.
We do.
This is All My Own Stunts by Lazarus Kane.
Wonderful stuff. A nice farewell treat.
Do you do all your own stunts?
I guess so. Yeah, probably to my detriment. I do all my own stunts. It would be quite interesting. Would you invest in like a stunt person to maybe do the stuff in your life that you maybe wouldn't want to do?
Well, like take the bins out.
Yeah, stuff like that. Like,
Yeah,
would
that's
you-
just a servant, though, isn't it?
thin line, isn't it? Unless you look just
Yeah,
like
a
you.
butler.
We look
Yeah,
just like you.
get a lookalike butler and claim it's a stunt man.
That's what all these celebrity lookalikes do. So when they're not out doing photo ops, they're actually around the relevant.
That's just one of the
house.
many things George Clooney gets his lookalike to do. So, can you clean the bathroom and then go outside and do some autographs and then do a club appearance, then come back and put the kids to bed, please?
Whilst you're there, can you just sort that out for me, please? And they do it. So,
I'd do it. I mean, it's still not hard work, is it?
I mean, no.
Now, people tell me I look like Prince Philip.
I bet that's done a rip-roaring trade over the past few
Well, I
months.
was
Then
gutting, actually,
Yeah,
when that happened, for that reason.
for
So I
that
had to
reason
get, I had to
only.
get a real job, yeah. Oh,
Just
come on,
want
he
the
was like
money.
100 and
I want the
racist and
money.
rich. Who cares? Come on.
I'll tell you what we do care about, Jake.
Like, if I hit 100, right, I'm fine with that. And I go, like, yeah, it's sad for you, but for me, I had a good innings.
Yeah, we were discussing earlier, because this is it. We do actually communicate outside of this show. As weird as that may seem, it's kind of part of the contract between ourselves that we do actually have to communicate here and there. We were communicating, age. When, like, for example, we will be doing this show. 60, maybe knocking around at that point.
62,
62,
63 even.
Will you
64.
still need me? Will you still feed me when
We could
I'm
buy a
64?
Cottage on the Isle of Wight, if it's not too dear.
But I think it is quite dear now.
Yeah, it's going to be very expensive.
Be very
You got
expensive.
a song for us?
Yeah,
maybe?
it's, moving on from Isle of Wight house prices. Just continuing the emotion of this week's tracks, I've realised these songs carry, some real wholesome weight. And it's with Alix Page, who's dropped a new track called Radiohead. Yes, Jake, Radiohead. It's called
Like the band.
literally like the band, named after
Incredible.
the band. It's a one big cover. That's what it is. Just continues on. So
It's not. You're
it's
a liar.
not. It's not. I'm a pure
It
liar.
could be a cover of the Talking Heads track that Radiohead are named after. So that's nice.
Look at
Radiohead named after a song, and then someone's named a song after the band named after a song.
It's the circle of life.
It is.
As Elton John once sang.
He did.
Shout out Mufasa. Outside of Mufasa, though, yeah, love this song. And yeah, Alix Page, we played 25, which she dropped kind of like not too long ago, and kind of mentioned, I don't know, when we were talking, it was like we were talking about like comparisons with like Phoebe Bridgers, and at times I felt like, maybe that's a bit of a like a cheap,
A Bridger
kind
too
of-
far.
Yeah, no, just like a very lazy comparison.
A
but when
Bridger
you
too
for fuck's
far.
sake. Like a Bridger over troubled water.
Yeah.
This new one by Alix Page lays us down in a wonderful fashion. It's a really nice one. It's really like kind of like stripped back. It's tear jerking, Jake. That's what it is. It's a real beautiful track, and it kind of like just continues this momentum, which is really amazing for Alix Page. Like only over the past month or so that we've really kind of been introduced to her, but I already feel like she's going to have like a massive next year. She's kind of like already out on tour with like Alfie Templeman in the US.
Friend of the show.
Another friend of the show, and yeah, so I just really love this. It's really like stripped back and raw. It's not usually the sort of thing that I really like this kind of like acoustic kind of track, but there's something about this that's just really magical. So
Yeah, it's a good song. I think that's what it is. Transcends those genre boundaries.
It's a good song, and basically also shows that in breakups, sometimes the stuff that the bands that you love you might not like them anymore because someone ruins them.
Yeah, that's why I can't listen to LMFAO anymore.
There's just something about
Or Macklemore.
party rocking in the house.
Yeah.
Bring back too many emotions.
It does. It's a tough one.
I can't look at them the same.
I can't look at that posing pouch in I'm Sexy and I Know It without tears coming to my eyes. Do you
This
wanna
is
play the
Alix
song?
Page.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Alix Page. This is the very lovely Radiohead.
You will until you won't. And so I'm hiding in the bathroom. Can't imagine what I see. Be like looking in a mirror. How does it feel? You're just like me. And I hate to bring it all back up again. I don't believe you meant a word you said.
Wonderful. Just gentle, isn't it? As we're getting into Christmas, we're just,
As we're stepping into Christmas.
Yeah, I don't know how you can step into Christmas though. I feel like you just
don't take that with me.
float into Christmas. It's more of a line I use. Talking about floats. Let's float on into our album of the week, Jake.
Yeah, who's still releasing albums? I thought December was an off month.
Yeah, this is it. We were concerned as the kind of the winter months drawing in. Again, the Adele album is out. Why is anyone putting out any albums? I thought we all agreed that we could just shake hands and move on. But artists are putting out albums, and thank God, one of them is No Rome, who's put out his debut album. It's All Smiles. Long awaited, Jake. It feels like we've been talking about No Rome for a long time.
Yeah, well, he'd been around for a while before we started this podcast, so
Exactly. God, and,
Been a while.
and this feels like years.
decades.
It's aged us. You should see the wrinkles
That's why I look
on my
like
face.
Prince Philip now.
just a crumpled mess. But yeah, brilliant to have this kind of like album all together with No Rome. And I don't know, I guess like No Rome's been putting out songs here and there for so long, and each one I've always found has been like completely different, like to the last one in a way. He's just such a, I don't know, a producer who's just like full of ideas, full of different styles, and trying to put together a debut album must have been a tricky thing to do. But
Yeah,
I think,
I mean, you
he's
could
pulled
say
it
you
off.
don't know what he's going to do next because he's always roaming from genre to genre.
Do you know what? That's actually quite good. I'll give you that
No,
one.
it's not. You just have such a low bar.
It's true. You heard me earlier.
That's-
It's
yeah,
falling apart. But yeah, it's really, really great to have this like all together. And I just like the variety of styles. You know, it's only 10 tracks, 27 minutes. Not long, Jake.
No.
But
Less than half an hour.
loads of interesting stuff going on, which is really, really great to see. And with that,
I thought you were going to say something else there. You just stopped.
no, I just thought
It's really great to see.
I just thought, do you know what? Let's just play a track. Because
Oh,
let's just
do
drop
us
it
treat
in the
ourselves,
world.
you know?
Exactly. Go
Sometimes
on.
it's nice to be naughty, isn't it?
Go on. Let's play "I Want You," which I really like. So
I want
My sleeves, you get vintage. I've been losing sleep over again. Call me up on my phone, it's automatic. I want you. Stone cold till we get through. It's on you. I want you. Causing around me some blues.
and that was
I want
I want which is how it's pronounced, of course. I
Well,
presume.
as we learned from Scissor earlier.
With this album, Jay, is it something? I guess like it feels very hard to predict what No One was going to do with like a debut album, because obviously we had tracks like "Spinning." Do you remember
We
"Spinning"?
did, yes.
Which was a real Twizzler of the pop
A
gem,
spinner.
as some would say. As well as the tracks, he kind of put out obviously a bunch of like collaborations, I guess, as well, with Bieber Doobie.
Yeah, well, he's been doing a lot
Bareface.
of that sort of writing and collaborating and stuff. And it almost felt like the reason we weren't getting an album was maybe because there wasn't ever going to be one.
Yeah.
Sort
Yeah.
of felt like maybe he's gone in a completely different direction. So yeah, I think if you are a No Rome fan, this is not so much a finally as a thank God it's happened. You know,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's kind of like just great to kind of see it all kind of come together in that sense. And yeah, like to say, like it was so hard to predict when this debut album would come, how it would look, what sort of style he would go down. And I don't know, it's interesting because there is it's such this clash of different genres in there. It'll go from very like smooth R&B to quite heavy kind of like garage beats in there, then almost like loud post rock kind of like styles to it. And that's what I really like about kind of like No Rome is all those different styles. And it's interesting if you go back to listen to like the first kind of EPs and stuff, especially that R.I.P. Indo Hisashi, which was more like pop. To hear that
definitely,
development has been it's really, really interesting. And I think he's just such a underrated kind of like artist, really. And it's good to kind of like he has that moment now with this album out there that he can kind of build on more than anything.
100%, yeah. And yeah, quite cool to see what he does when completely in his own space.
Yeah.
And there's that kind of glitchiness that does connect it all. But like you say, that where that goes is so different track to track. But there's all these little sort of almost computery, like early computery bits, like one of the tracks skips towards the end. They've got all these little bits in them which are kind of like almost make it sound connected, even though, like you say, it does go off in all these different directions. It's got very similar sort of touches throughout.
Yeah. It's really nice. It's nice to see just an artist just full of these ideas, willing to cross into different genres. And I just really, really like it. And like, bearing in mind all the incredible stuff he's done before. I mean, like, you go back to like, A Brief Inquiry into Online Relationships by 1975. It was very much his almost, blueprint helped kind of like guide that album in a lot of ways. So to hear this kind of like, hear him evolve, I think has been really interesting. And I really just think again, like hearing stuff like Spinning and kind of the tracks he's put out so far, hearing this, I just feel like we're only really getting just a small glimpse, really, of what he can do. Because
100%.
because this album, a little backstory to it, he was going to record in London, but he ended up kind of being stuck in the Philippines because of the
we
pandemic.
booked out all the studios in London, didn't we?
Yes,
for our
and that.
Cockney Knees Up comeback album.
Coming soon.
Chaz and Dave Mark II, and then they seized that copyright and never got to release it.
Yeah. Maybe it's the lost album.
It is, yeah.
Not like this, though. Not like this.
David Bowie's Toy.
Famously. Not a lost album, though, is this. Let's play another track from it. I'm thinking Everything, which is the final track.
You're thinking of everything at once. That sounds
I certainly
exhausting.
shall. It just combine them all. It's very nice. So let's have a listen. This is No Rome, Everything.
Could feel you from miles and miles away.
There it is.
No Rome. No Rome.
No
for
Rome.
anyone.
It's All Smiles, which is out now. Amazing album. A nice one just to come in at the end of the year as well. You know, I love that. It's just a little treat.
Love an album at the end of the year.
Just a little treat for everyone.
It's like when you think your meal's finished on your birthday and then they bring out the little birthday cake and start singing. You thought it was over. You've already had dessert, haven't you? Eh? But they give you a little something, don't they?
Little treat. Big fan. Wonderful stuff. Wonderful stuff from No Rome.
And wonderful stuff from Jamie Muir, who's about to serenade us with his hit single, Tweets of the Week.
Hit single. That's an interesting term.
Yeah, it's big in Slovenia.
Thank God. Sweet. Can go there. Freedom.
Oh, no, don't go there. Just take my word for it.
All right. Of the week. Little gentle one for you.
That was nice. Yeah, soothing.
Yeah, it's winter, isn't it? Yeah, Christmas is here. It's diving out.
Just the one tweet this week.
Oh, what tweet are we going for? From who?
From Yard Act, fast rising Leeds band.
Yeah.
Thought I'd go for a sort of regional radio vibe there.
Real up and comers.
Yeah.
Yard Act.
And now, in the style of those punk acts from days gone by, it's Yard Act.
It's time to
They're kicking
act.
up quite a storm with their sarcastic lyrics about everyday life.
It's time to act. And by act, I mean Yard Act.
Of course.
What is
BBC, please
Like,
hire us.
What is a yard like? What act could be described as yard?
I think it means like a little, you know, like they play in your yard, maybe.
Oh, okay. Oh, an act that plays in a yard. Oh,
Yeah, you know,
okay.
like someone would call it like a
yeah.
small town, one horse town, a yard act.
I thought it more meant the act is yard, is how you would describe it. So, for example, I don't know, taking up the pavement is an act of yard.
An act of creating yard.
Exactly. But no, maybe we'll find out. We'll find
We'll
out. We'll
never
give
know.
Yard Act a line. We'll
We
see what's
won't ever
happening. What they tweeted.
But they've tweeted, presumably this is the front man. I've had a haircut, and with the glasses, some people might assume I'm trying to look like Morrissey. And I just want to preempt people saying it by getting in there first. It was an accident, even though I look quite good. Also, he didn't actually need glasses. I do. Lay off.
Very smart to get ahead of it, is what I will say.
I think so.
You've called it out there. You know, people can't make the joke if you've already made the joke, because then it becomes, you know, a slippery slope.
That's true. And also, like, you don't want to be a new band when people don't really know what you're on about. And then you turn up to the gig and they're like, oh, he loves fascism.
Yes. Yeah, this is it as
He
well.
hates immigrants and
It's not
is
the-
a knob.
It's not the comparison to the Smiths that is the issue for Yard Act here.
Yeah, it's the
It's
comparison
the
to what the
surrounding
Smiths
area.
became.
Yes, it's the comparison to everything around Morrissey. He's called it out, which is quite nice.
What sort of haircut do you think he's had?
Well, this is it.
I
'Cause,
mean, Morrissey at the time had that sort of quiff,
yeah,
didn't
the
he?
classic quiff.
So I can't really imagine Yardak turning up in a sort of trench coat, like glasses,
yeah, this is
fixer-upper
what I don't
vibes
understand.
with
How's
a
he-
pompadour.
Yeah, unless he's kind of just obviously looking at frontman James Smith right now, and it appears I mean maybe he's got the sides quite short, and so the top is still quite thick, and therefore it's in a similar vein to Morrissey's.
Maybe, unless
usual
maybe
haircut.
what does Morrissey's hair look like now? Maybe he's had it cut. You know those scissors that like thin hair out, and he's gone too hard on it.
I think Morrissey's hair right now is kind of like wispy. You know, it's on the
Yeah.
way out
It's
in the nicest
almost
way to
like
him.
it's like an indication of the hairstyle he'd like to have.
Yeah. Oh no, it's a bit thicker, but it kind of looks like if gruel was laid over someone's hair. That's what it's kind of like going
Maybe it's
for.
artificially thickened.
It's a line sort of thing. But again, this is why I think it's going for the old Morrissey look, because Morrissey in 2021 has decided just not to wear glasses anymore. Just gave up.
Yeah, well, he gave up a while ago, didn't he?
Yeah, gave up on being a decent human being as well a while ago. So going well.
You know,
Going well
Morrissey
for him.
has an entry on the Marvel Cinematic Universe Wikipedia.
What do you mean? Ow.
Just got an entry.
About what? What's the
Luis from Ant-Man says that his grandmother is a fan of Morrissey.
And that's enough to get in.
That's enough, apparently, yeah?
What? What? Oh, the essential plot device.
She owns a restaurant with a jukebox in which all the tracks were by Morrissey, and if any of the customers complained, the woman would tell them to leave if they didn't like Morrissey.
Jesus. On the haircut thing, have you ever had? I don't know if James is like a fan of the haircut or if he thinks it's gone too far. Have you ever? What's the worst haircut you've had?
I've had some bad ones.
What sort of look? Are we going for?
I mean,
Like,
it depends. In my adult life, not many bad ones, but
as
when
a
I was
child.
I was about 9. I think my mum, for some reason, allowed me to bleach my hair and spike it up. As far as I'm aware, one photo of that exists, and I have never sent it
Where
over
is
the
it?
internet in case. I have occasionally deigned to show it on my phone to other people, but never have I sent it to someone because I know it's going to get used against me. Next time I see you, I may show you. If you're
Okay.
good.
Okay. Sweet. I'm gonna
What about you?
I'm gonna remember that. I was more thinking about if the if whoever's seeing the this episode and has seen the title card, if the image isn't L Devine, it's because we have had access to this.
You won't. You won't have access to it. You just simply
refuse.
won't.
The worst one I had, I've had a few like shaved heads kind of on accident. Yeah, no, a few. Like the one time it was like, because I didn't really understand in the men's hair cutting world the numbers. You know, number 1, your number 2s.
So you go and you're like, well, number 1's the best.
Number
so I'll
1's the
have that.
best. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I thought number 1 was like, number 1. Like,
Yeah,
just-
I'll have the best haircut you have, please, sir.
Yeah. I remember. Yeah, I was trying. I went for number 1, and the guy went, "Oh, you sure?" And I was like, "All right."
Yeah, I'm worth it. I'm worth the
and I
number 1.
kind of got defensive, and I was kind of just like, "Yeah, of course, yeah." I know
Yeah, I
that."
think I know what I want, mate.
And he was like, "That's quite short," and I just went, "Well, I want it short." By quite short, yeah, very short.
Yes.
Very
number
short.
1, in fact.
Yeah, looked awful, and obviously people may not have obviously met me in person, but without my hair, my head looks bizarre. Looks very weird.
I can't really picture you bald.
Yeah, not nice. That's all I'm saying. And that was me
As-
when I was a child, and it didn't look
Yeah,
nice.
I don't
Imagine
know
now.
Well,
Imagine
it's
now.
like a football on top of a body, didn't you?
It's like a rugby ball on my head.
Oh, yeah. But it
Ugh.
was your head.
But it was my head. Yes. So yeah, not. Yeah,
That would have been a bit of an overload, wouldn't it?
It certainly would. And we've got another one for you now, because this is the Yardak song. Cool. Yeah, overload.
In my day, the gear on the street was so weak it could eat your ambition in a matter of weeks. Just trying to envision the peak, and that's bleak. And that's big. The overload.
overload of discontent, the constant burden of making sense. It won't relent, it won't repent, how to remain in dissonance. The overload of discontent, the constant burden of making sense. It won't relent, it won't repent, how to remain in dissonance.
I would go out today, but I haven't got a stitch to.
Yeah, if Rick Astley can't do the next tour, Blossoms,
We're around.
we're here.
We're about.
We will do it.
Shuffling
nothing.
and snuffling, as they
For
say.
zero. We
I
can't
think
command
that's
a fee.
about all we've got time for today.
It is,
Do
yeah.
you have any predictions for next week?
I reckon Carl Barat might throw a washing machine out of his window. Don't know
Yeah?
why. Just think he might. I've seen him throw a TV out the window once before. It's online somewhere. This wasn't like a particularly rock and roll thing. I think it was part of a TV show. But
sort of
it was
allowed.
It was allowed. Yeah, because they had like a circle, like almost like a what's it called, like a like archery. You know, you got the circles.
Oh yeah,
That, right? And you'd be out like by a window, and everyone would take turns throwing the TV out the window. And he did quite well, to be fair. He launched it. You would look at the old TVs, you know. I don't know if you could do it really nowadays with the plasmas.
Well, no, it wouldn't. You could do it, but it wouldn't have any impact.
No,
would it?
it would just kind of be like, you know.
Yeah.
Whereas when you had like,
Do you know
a bit,
why that is? The old CRT TVs have a vacuum inside them. They've got vacuum tubes in them. So when you break it,
Interesting.
it basically implodes. That's why it makes such a good
Jesus Christ,
explosion vibe, but it's an implosion.
God, wow. Yeah. The new TVs don't have the back off, if you will.
They don't.
They simply don't. But yeah, I reckon Carl Barat's going to throw
Skinny
a washing
boys.
machine out the window.
Okay. That's interesting because I was thinking that Gary Powell might throw a tumble dryer out the window.
Who's going to get there first?
Yeah, well, maybe they'll do it at the same time.
What? It's not DIY SOS.
No, they won't know they're doing it. They'll be in the Libertines Hotel and he'll throw the dryer and he'll look to his right and there'll be Carl Barat like with a washing machine.
Oh,
like,
you won't believe it. What are you doing? What, just onto like Margate beachfront?
I suppose, yeah.
Do you think that they have to do like at the Margate Hotel? They're doing those little odd jobs. You know, oh, sorry, the TV in this room won't work. It's don't worry, we'll get someone up. And it's
it's just Gary Powell.
It's Gary Powell just there. Like,
Carl
don't
Barat.
worry, mate. I've got
Carl
this
Barat
one.
changing the toilet rolls.
Yeah,
Maybe.
maybe. When you go for breakfast downstairs, it's Pete, kind of like welcoming
God, I
you
want
in.
to eat that. I
The
think he
option's there.
stored that big breakfast like a hamster, and he probably just like coughs up a little bit of the breakfast for you in the morning.
I think if I ate that big breakfast that he had in Margate, I could live off that for a while. I think I'd be fine. So yeah. This week's show is sponsored by the Albion Rooms, clearly.
And breakfasts as a concept. So yeah, that's it for another week. We'll be back next week. And a little tip, if you are going to tackle the big breakfast, is to get the things with the biggest flavours or textures out the way first. Leave the bland carbs for the end. It's the same amount of stuff, and your body's not going to react as badly to a chip as it would to an egg.